Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 36 of the UTR Pro Tennis Tour podcast. My name is James Mackay. The college tennis season is right around the corner. It is the best part, without a doubt, of college tennis. If you have never watched college tennis, please do me a favor. Go into your local team and go watch one of these matches. It is one of the best sporting events, individual, combining as a team, you will watch this season. Next on the show, and because of that, I have a huge face in our sport currently. His name is Nate Walroth, and he is the founder of Not Your Country Club. Nate, welcome on.
James, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Beautiful Friday.
Beautiful Friday, that is correct. It's a new year, and I will tell you this straight away. I will do anything, and I mean anything, to get one of those hats behind me here in the near future. What do you think, Nate?
We can make that happen. We can send one your way to down to Tennessee.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it. Well, first of all, for those that don't know, Nate, I'm going to turn the mic over to you. Tell us about yourself. Tell us what you have started in Not Your Country Club and what you are trying to do.
So this is 2026 will be year 3. We started this company December 2023. Not Your Country Club, basically, like James is here, focused on real conversations. Our company is focused on real storytelling across all levels of tennis, from juniors to the collegiate game to the pro game. Everything in between. I mean, even everything after. We try to just showcase tennis to make it more, more accessible, more mainstream, more relevant. Try to bring the tennis, the media coverage, and the attention that it deserves. That I feel like we've kind of undercut our sport on. So, I've played tennis my whole life. Worked in tennis for like 8 years or so, whatever. And after doing that for a while, I figured it was time to kind of take a chance and do my own thing and kind of tell tennis stories how I kind of see fit, and kind of plug in where I feel like there's a pretty glaring hole in our sport right now. So it's been fun. 2 years in, and the collegiate spaces where we've been able to kind of have a lot of fun, and I think that energy really just breathes well with what we like to kind of bring to tennis.
Outstanding. So just being more specific, you know, if you don't follow Not Your Country Club on social media, please go and do so. It's great stuff, great partner of UTR. You travel around the country, you go to college matches, you go to Eddie Herr, places like that. What are you actually trying to do? Is it grow the game? Is it get to know these players? What is it specifically?
All the above. I mean, so we work with anybody. If we work with academies, brands, events, players, different partners we have like UTR in the game, we try to, I really just want to give tennis the angle that we don't see from typical coverage. So, I mean, show the development process, show what it looks like to not only like the match play, but we do a lot of practice court coverage, a lot of training coverage. I mean, you can see, we use UTR a lot on our coverage to show the relevance of where these guys are stacking or where these women are stacking as far as how good they are at the junior, college, or pro level. So you guys can kind of have a better decipher of what we're looking at. We show a lot of like with the college coverage we did a really long, nice, 20-minute long form video that shows the behind the scenes. We did some short interviews with players and coaches to kind of show the vibes of what tennis is and what it can be if promoted correctly. And I think our game has significant upside, just with the amount of, people watch this stuff. I mean, it's like we just don't bring that type of coverage enough, but it's like when you put it out there, the numbers don't lie. And the number of people watch this coverage, whether it's from junior coverage when we do Orange Bowl and Eddie Herr, to the prestigious, most prominent junior tournaments in the U.S., to if we go to NCAA coverage in Orlando, or to a dual match, or if we go to a local, like an ITF or a local challenger, or a Masters 1000, doesn't matter. The numbers, people like watching good tennis, and that's why we don't eliminate any sector from our business model. We like to be all inclusive and to tell the story start to finish.
Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. So let's keep on the topic of dual matches, as the first dual match is probably next week. What do you think? You walk in, you watch so-and-so, whichever teams are out there. I mean, what's your overall take when you walk in there, either positive or negative?
I mean, I'm a massive college tennis fan. I love the energy that college tennis has around the game, especially a dual match. I don't think there's anything like it in tennis as a fan. I mean, I haven't been to Davis Cup yet, which I mean, one day will. But I mean, so far from the experiences that I've had around this game, from Grand Slams to, college dual matches to, there's not that many atmospheres that you see like when you pull up to a dual match, and you get to feel that energy of between two teams that have, there's a little bit of animosity. These coaches have been battling each other in conference for years, and yeah, there's just nothing like it. And I think if we can do a better job of scaling that and showcasing it to the world, like how could people not want to get behind that? The level is absurd. I mean, you're watching semi-pro tennis, and tennis is a team sport. I know you've heard it on this podcast before from other guests, but it's like, that's peak performance for us right there. And I think that's why I'm excited to kind of do more dual match coverage, because I think NCAs, you kind of lose a little bit of that, the rivalryness of it, the just kind of the angst of two teams that might have some beef going up against each other. But once dual season hits, we're in Big Ten country out here in the Midwest, and we're ready to get this rolling in 2026.
Yep, absolutely. Big Ten country in the Midwest. It's also, I was recently there. Unfortunately, I got stuck in a major airport with two toddlers, and the wind chill was about minus 35. So I went to Drake. I just don't miss that. I do not miss that cold. So, although absolutely love it. So you talked about going to dual matches. Which ones do you think you're gonna go visit here coming up?
We're looking at a couple right now on the docket. I'll tip one off. Would be a heavy it's gonna be a heavy affair in Champaign, Illinois. You got the Mississippi State Bulldogs coming to town to take on Brad Dancer and the Fighting Illini.
I love it.
Both teams are loaded with talent, pro talent. Mississippi State's been just a ridiculously fun team to watch the last few years.
Agreed.
Yeah, they don't have anybody that's in the 14 UTR range, but that team top to bottom is stacked with just 13 plus UTRs across the board. And those dudes, of all the teams that I've been around the last few years, I mean, that team has as much fun, brings as much juice to every practice as anybody. I mean, that's why coaches are always like, "Why are you hanging out with Mississippi State?" I'm like, because that's where it tells me to go. I mean, there's just more juice there, and that's just what we want to be a part of. It's just those guys are bringing it, and they invite it. So like it's hard not to want to be at one of those practices. Illinois was actually my first campus I went to attend an NCAA tournament, 2022. Amazing facility, beautiful tennis complex, indoor and outdoor. Brad Dancer's got Gabriel Debreu coming from France, I believe, a top 250 player at one point in his career. So excited for that one. I think you could catch us there, and then potentially UCF versus Florida down in Orlando.
That's outstanding. I love it. 2022 Champaign, true story. Adam Walton versus Ben Shelton. Adam Walton is up 4-2 in the third set in the semifinals of NCAAs and has a break point, or it was a deciding point. Ben Shelton tripped. He actually tripped and hit a volley somehow, which he ended up holding, which changed the whole match for Ben to go on and win 7-5 in the third and then eventually win the tournament. True story. A lot of great memories in Champaign, Illinois.
That NCAA tournament was loaded.
Yeah, unbelievable level. How are you using UTR on a daily basis to do what you do?
I mean, if you guys follow us on social media, I mean, you'll see the UTR dropped into probably a third of our videos, if I had to guess, something outrageous. I mean, I use UTR every day. I mean, whether it's to kind of trail a junior that I'm not able to watch on a regular basis, I want to kind of follow their level across their tournaments and see what they're kind of up to. I follow it at the college level for recruiting purposes. And then I even follow it at the challenger level or the pro level, especially guys that are maybe injured or kind of trying to find their form. It's like UTR gives me a better synopsis of kind of where they currently stand, better than the actual ATP ranking does a lot of times. So I mean, I'm using it all the time. I mean, every day I'm on that. And I got the power subscription, so we're locked in and we're dialed. So yeah, I mean, you'll see it in all of our videos. I mean, that's kind of how I think our fans identify with kind of like the level that we're covering, whatever tournament we're at. Right.
That's enough small talk. It's time to get real. It's time for the real questions. You ready? First question. NCAA individual tournament. Should it be in the fall or should it be in the spring?
I mean, that 2-year pilot program, I don't know how brief we're going to be on this, but I definitely don't think if we're going to treat it how we just treated it the last 2 years, that there's any need to move it to the fall. Had I seen more of a lift from the USTA or the ITA to kind of just have some togetherness about it and their strategy to kind of make it feel a bigger deal and to give it more of its own shine, I think I would have changed that opinion. Because I mean, I don't mind flying down to Florida twice in a 6 or 7 month span, but you got to make those players feel special. You got to make the event feel special, and I definitely think we left a lot to be desired when it comes down to that. I mean, I was there every day, witnessing it, and I'm glad that we were able to be there and hopefully help make things feel like they meant something, because I just think we do a pretty poor job of that in our sport, especially at this level, which you got guys that are already top 150 in their respective sports. So we have to be better if we want to be taken seriously. And I hope that after that pilot program that we reassess things and we realize that's just, in my opinion, it was not an acceptable effort from our committees.
Just on the note there, I think we have to understand why it was moved and why they did a pilot program, right? I think the biggest thing is, if I think about it as a former coach, yes, players would finish the team event, and then the expectation for them to step in to the individual tournament and go play that was very, very difficult. And what you saw was withdrawals and injuries, right? But with that being said, and this is my opinion, is the level of player that's in the NCAA tournament in the spring is, in my opinion, higher than a challenger event. It is stronger than a challenger event. It's almost just below an ATP event. And I'm obviously talking on the men's side. I don't have the experience to comment and make an opinion on the women's side. But on the men's side, I just think that the level in the spring is so freaking high that it's such a great thing for college tennis. I'm not saying the fall wasn't an unbelievably great level too. You had a guy in Michael Zhang who's 170 in the world winning the tournament. Unbelievable. It just didn't feel like it for me, right? I was there too. It just didn't feel like it. So I hope that we go back to the spring. That's my opinion on it. I don't know if you have anything else to follow up on, Nate, but that's real discussion number one.
Just we missed on a few areas. I think I was probably being pretty general in that first. I think people were going to ask what fixes. I mean, if we didn't follow I almost talked about this on my own, but decided to kind of keep things positive, keep things rolling. A few things that just are easy fixes. Get an announcer to announce the matches when people are walking out on court. Let fans know who's walking out, what they've done in their life and accomplished in their tennis life, and why the fans should care. Also, we should be getting these kids, get some ball. You're in Lake Nona, a beautiful tennis region. Get ball kids. I know they did get ball kids involved in this. That brings a whole community, another layer of community that we needed involved in as fans. And then just customize the. I mean, it's they took down the food trucks and the vendors by the weekend when everybody could take off work and finally show up to the dang event. It was and they were already packed up and home. So it's just we kind of let the event sour out instead of building the hype up to the semifinals and finals day. So it's just some of the basic stuff that we can do better to make our event feel more significant. Obviously, the scheduling was a disaster, putting all these matches on at the same time. But hey, if they ever want Niagara Country Club's opinion or advice on how we can make this better, we'll be here, because I know we'll be supporting college tennis till it's over. So,
well, let's talk about the promotion, right? So, say you did have the lead in promoting an individual tournament, right? How would you? I was talking with someone recently who said, "You guys, as a sport, I cannot wait to go watch college tennis." And he had no involvement in college tennis. He absolutely loves it, but he said that we as a sport don't do a good enough job of selling it, right? So let me turn it over to you, Nate. How would you promote an individual tournament better? What would you do specifically?
I'm thinking I might take a trip down to Middle Tennessee State and go hang out with Jimmy Borendame and let one rip with Coach Jimmy. I think he sees it, he gets it. There's a lot of coaches that kind of I think kind of understand it, but I think he's taking the right steps to get it done. I mean, you've got to college coaches have a responsibility of just putting in the hard yards, whether that's fundraising to make this, and we got to fundraise so we can make this an event, whether we bring food vendors in, have, Jimmy's talking about bringing like a bar so people can drink and chill and make it like, relaxed time and stuff. But you have to make this an event, an occasion, and give people a reason, have like, we go to basketball games, the people, grown-ups even go crazy for t-shirt tosses and stuff. It's like, bring out this, just mimic what we see in other sports and bring that to what we can do, bring out the t-shirt toss, bring out some whatever, like just basic entertainment. Like I have when there's a little break in the action, have some kid fans do some type of competition, little competitions that can keep fans and kids activated alike. I just think we think our sport is so good we don't even try to kind of dance up the outside of our sport to invite others in. We kind of just like, here's our product, it's good enough. These guys are future pro players. Hope you enjoy it, and here's your seat. We gotta do more to tie the loose ends together to make this a real show. And I still feel like this sport will definitely work and succeed, and it could be a revenue driving sport once we get it moving in that fashion.
Let's hope so, for sure. Well, here's my opinion real quick. The host site is responsible for all on-campus promotions, just like you said, t-shirt toss, interview area, meet the players, food trucks, all the announcements, all these things. But one of the biggest things that keeps getting talked about is that fans aren't in the seats.
Yeah.
My solution to this is, if you are the coach, the head coach of the program, and your player makes it to the individual tournament, or your player or your team makes it to the final site, you are responsible for getting X amount of fans to come and watch. You are responsible for that. It's not on the host site to necessarily fill the seats. Why was Ole Miss versus Georgia football packed last night? Because obviously, it's football. Everyone calm down, right? I get it. But you had the home fans of each school going to watch. And that's what we need. You need to sell this to your community locally to get people to go down and watch your players play. Why will they do that? Because they love your school. They absolutely love your school. They are a fan. In the case of Tennessee, they are a Tennessee fan. If they were going down there to watch so-and-so play a match and they had a Tennessee shirt on, they're like, let's go, right? So that's just I think it's quite a simple solution. Head coach, assistant coach, we all have pretty much 3 coaches now, and maybe bigger programs have director of ops. Like, get your community involved, organize a bus, maybe who knows, maybe a donor will let them use their plane. I don't know. But I think it's doable if people really step up and try and help.
And we've seen this have success. I mean, when we watched Texas versus TCU in Stillwater at the NCAA finals, a place that's pretty close, in proximity, the fans showed up and it was an electric atmosphere. I mean, even last year to a lesser extent, Stanford flew in some fans against Mississippi State in the Elite Eight. And it was like those kids had the time of their lives just watching their friends compete in that type of atmosphere. And it was one of the best matches that I've ever seen in college. So, no, it definitely works. And I think when we're there to capture it, people are going to feel like they have, that fear of missing out when they see the energy that was in the building and they didn't, and it'll kind of continue to compound and snowball.
The current format of a college tennis match is 3 doubles matches, 1 set. The winner of 2 matches wins the doubles point. Following, there are 6 singles matches, all best of 3 sets, no ad. Would you, this is discussion number 3, would you change the format of college tennis to get this sport on TV? What do I mean by that? You have to have a time limit. You cannot have dual matches going for 4.5 hours and expect to be on TV. I believe the max is about 3 hours, absolute max. So in order to do that, you have to shorten the format. Nate, My question to you is, if you had the leadership to do that, would you change it and how?
Yeah, I'm with your former guest, Allison Ojeda. I think that was her number one fix for all things college tennis, is that we had to figure out a way to get on TV. I think even if that means, and it's nice to hear that from a top coach at a top program that is a contender, because a lot of these top coaches that are at a top school that have already had success, it's like, why are they going to change when they're already a blue blood in their sport? But if we want to actually grow this game and make it what it should be and give it, I mean, you got to get on TV, and if that means to shorten the game, that's what it means. I mean, it's still going to be one of the best development pathways to the pros. It's not going to change any of that. You're still going to be practicing and training with the best coaches, best facilities, and great players. I talked to Lloyd Bruce Burgess about this in Orlando. He already has the format figured out. He's got it already piled up. It's singles go on first. If doubles is needed, you play 10-point tiebreakers to decide it. I believe it was all three go on to take 2 out of 3 for 1 point to decide it if it's tied up at 3-all. I'm giving you the short and fast version of it. I think he did. I don't know if it was fast sets to 4, 2 out of 3, or what it was in the singles that kept it quicker. Well, I'll have to reach back out to Lloyd for this, but it's some type of simulated version on the singles end. Singles going first with the doubles super tiebreaker going in at the end if that 1 point is needed. To me, that's appealing. It still keeps doubles as a significant, important factor. Things that come down that way. But like you said, we've got to figure out a way to fit in a window that is TV friendly. And I think doing that and getting our sport back. I mean, because you see when the SEC is on TV, ESPN, it's like I'm watching that. That's a good broadcast. It's a good experience, and it's.
Well, here's my opinions on this. I think the doubles point is so exciting. I think when you walk into a college tennis match,
It is, yeah.
Anthem, and you start watching 3 doubles matches, the intensity is high, and it's so fun to watch. If my 4-year-old can sit there and watch it, then that means it's fun, right? My fixes are this. After the doubles point, it's very slow. The players all go have a meeting. You go into the locker room. You talk about the lineup. You do the lineup exchange. That period needs to be a maximum of 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes, someone is throwing the ball up, hitting a serve, and singles is underway. I would also shorten it just like next gen. 2 out of 3, first to 4, no ad. Tiebreak at 3-all. That's what I would do. And I think it will be under 3 hours every single time.
I like that. I'm good with that. The next gen stuff, I've watched it a few years now before I've really felt somewhat. And it's like, I think the best player wins those events, even in that format more often than not. I don't think it adds that much. The results aren't going to vary that much from what they would have been traditionally, even in a regular scoring setting. So I think that I'm good with that. And then you're saying keep doubles the same, just 1 set still?
Yes, 1 set in doubles. Yep.
Yeah. No, I like it. I think, and that's, to me, because people are not like you and I. They're not going to go camp out for 4 or 5 hours for an entire match and have fun, which is understandable, and I get that. So we do need to find a way to get tighter. And these guys, we're not going to lose top players that they no longer want to come to college because we're now playing this. The resources are still immense, and it's an amazing opportunity. And the game's only going to, and you're going to have more fans show up, and it's probably going to attract more players and a higher caliber player. So I think I'm all for it. I'll be curious to see which coaches sign up for this type of change.
The current NCAA format is the first 2 rounds are played at 16 regional hosts, right?
Yeah.
You then go on to a super regional, and then from there you go on to the final site. Nate, what is your opinion on this current format of the NCAA tournament?
I mean, I don't know anything else but this way. So to me, I mean, it's worked. I've done the first host sites. I usually go down to Lexington or Ohio State for the first round or 2, and then we make our way down to the host site eventually. So to me, it's worked out. I think those top teams They do. I think they've earned the right to stay home, at least for a match or two. And I think that's. I mean, I don't know if there's a. I think that's the best way that we have of creating atmospheres on campuses of these premier schools. So I've gone to Ohio State. They've always brought an awesome crowd when they make it this far, and Kentucky does a pretty good job as well. And yeah, I mean, I've never thought of those as opportunities to make changes to make it that we could even have as a better you know situation.
Well, they used to do the final site was the Sweet 16 and on. My opinion on that is that was too many teams. I think
Seems like it.
what the current format is, I think they've absolutely nailed it. I think the best thing that they do is that super regional. The super regional is one of the greatest things for college tennis. The amount of fans that show up on a Saturday afternoon in May from the baseball game to come watch a super regional is outstanding. It's so good for tennis.
The Elite
The
Eight?
only thing, what's that?
The Elite Eight? Is it the Elite Eight match you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
the round of 16 matchup,
Oh, okay.
the super regional is on a college campus and it's so good, right? So I hope that it stays like that. My only thing would be if costs do become an issue. For example, if a local school in California gets selected to go play on the Northeast, that's a huge expense, right? My only thing would be increase the number of schools in a region for the first two rounds. But apart from that, I believe they do that in golf. But apart from that, I think truly they've nailed the system right now. Let's go on and talk about certain teams this year, right?
Yep.
Is there any teams that you think this year, maybe a little bit under the radar, men's or women's tennis, that you think can make a run in May?
I don't think like you see in others like a March Madness basketball in tennis. I don't really believe that there's true Cinderellas. Like I mean, there's good stories like we had in the fall with Savannah Data-Muscul of Appalachian State, where like you'll have like a breakout one person like a star who kind of find their own and kind of flourish, but you don't really see because for a full team to kind of catch fire and to overplay what their current level is just super tough to see that in tennis. I was just looking at UTR more closely this morning, and it's just like it's amazing how many teams on the men's side are above an 80 team UTR. It's like that's what it takes now to compete and to think that you have a reasonable chance to make the final site. But of the teams that we've got in here that are in the not top 15, I would say the dark horses are the guys that are maybe not seen as top title contenders. I could see having a good year. I will say you got USC and UCLA who have rebounded nicely after kind of slipping a bit over the last since I've been covering college tennis. They've both seemed to found their footing. USC with a nice commit yesterday, and Max Ekstead, who's been a long time successful junior. So that's a nice piece to get. They already had success last year with Nathan Trouvre coming over from France as a top player. A guy that's definitely gonna have a pro career when he's done playing with the Trojans. UCLA is another solid one. So that's the Big Ten gets just got better with the breaking down of the Pac-12. But I still think the ACC, the top two programs in the country, arguably, maybe with Stanford not too far behind. Those are your top three UTRs right now. And then I think the SEC, who we've long time seen is the top conference in tennis, maybe taking it's close, but I think the Big Ten and the SEC are battling for that 2 spot this year, as far as the best conferences in our sport on the men's side. On the women's side, I feel like there's going to be another parcel bomb here by the time this podcast is over with, and I'm gonna miss out on a big commit somewhere. But I feel like LSU stays getting girls in the portal until the very last second. So I gotta let me see, and we'll put out a little NYCC UTR maybe early predictions post. But
I love it.
Yeah, I think the Big Ten is definitely got a lot more competitive and a lot deeper. It's not just now Ohio State and Illinois and Michigan. You got Michigan State's climbing up the rankings. Harry's building a nice little juggernaut over there. Those guys had an impressive fall, and then you got Illinois, finally, who had a couple of years down, but I think they're looking to bounce back and be a top 10 school as well. So I'm hyped for this year. I think on paper this is going to be one of the most exciting years that we've had in college tennis. I mean, the traditional powers of TCU and Texas maybe don't have the head honchos that we're used to carrying the torches for them, but they're definitely still both super deep and loaded across the board.
Well, just so everyone knows, we will be doing a big cleanup next week of rosters on you at UTR. Make sure that your players are on your roster, on your website. We will be looking into that so that we can make sure these Power Sixes are as accurate as possible. The current top 5 Power Six on the women's side is Auburn, Georgia, LSU, Oklahoma State, and Stanford. And the top 5 on the men's side are Stanford, Virginia, Wake, Ohio State, and Texas. Obviously, there will be a slight adjustment there once Jodar comes off the Virginia roster, which will be done next week. All the best to Rafael Jodar. Just a quick thing on that, Nate. What do you think? He turned pro. What do you think on that?
I think I saw that one coming, like everybody else probably did after his Challenger success, but definitely cool to see him do it and follow it up on the next gen stage to show himself as one of the top players under 21. Hodar is just a ridiculous talent. He's going to be one of the highest ranked players to ever play college tennis. He's just got the athleticism, the mental fortitude, and just the belief in himself. And you can just tell he just carries himself a little bit differently. And he's only listed, I think, at like 6'2" or 6'3", but the guy plays like he's 6'5", 6'6". There's just so much length off the ground on both sides. Easy power. Is a fluid mover. Guy has massive serve. Excited to see where he goes. I mean, watching him versus Dietrich in that Charlottesville Challenger final was a ton of fun in at Boar's Head. So no, big loss, but they replaced him with Andres Santamarta-Roig, a guy that won the back-to-back Sunshine Double in the juniors last year, winning Eddie Herr and Orange Bowl. So Santamarta-Roig probably will slot in there nicely in that, I'll say, like a 3 or 4 spot there. But UVA is loaded. Andres is Pedrosa's continues just to reload there. So yeah, watch out for the Who's.
Last question, Nate. Where are we as a sport? You've covered this sport. You went on your own. You've launched, and you are now the owner of Not Your Country Club. You do a fantastic job. I think everyone can agree with me on growing the game. Based on what you've seen, where are we as a college tennis, not necessarily the whole sport, but just college tennis? What are your opinions? Please be honest, positive or negative. I think we're all in the same boat here.
I think we're at a very crucial point in our time as a sport on Division I campuses. I think it's a very crucial tipping of the ice moment for us. Like, we got to lean into the important things, and for our sport to kind of grow and thrive and to live in this very competitive space where these ADs are now looking at every dollar, it's a lot more significant now with the money in your return on investments that you can get in the revenue driving sports. So I think our sport, we have an amazing product. It's got a lot of potential. I think as we start to lean into the things that what 2026 calls for, which is more media, more promotion, telling more stories and customizing our experience and tailoring it to our fans. I think tennis has as much upside as any sport in all college athletics. I mean, I truly believe that. And I think that's why when I was setting out to what I wanted to do, it was like tennis, and specifically this college space, has so much opportunity and so much untapped potential that I wanted to put a lot of our eggs in this basket. So I think we're getting a lot more younger coaches in the game that understanding, and I know I have a little bit of a biased lens that I see it through because I come from more of a media side now than a coach's side. But it's like some of these younger coaches are super curious in what the promotions in the media and that type of storytelling can do for their programs, and they're starting to kind of see how that kind of drives the community and pulls the program together. I think as we get more coaches buying into this is how we can build a real fan base and cater to what these fans want to see. I think our sport's going to be just fine, and I think we're going to have great days ahead. But Athens in 2026, this May, I couldn't be more hyped for, and I think that's going to be a great display of what our sport is at the top of its game.
I will be making a visit to Athens next week for the Georgia PTT. Very excited to come down there and see the mecca of college tennis. My two things on college tennis right now, and I think people are starting to really see it. Number one, media. You have to get media involved somehow, whether it's TV, social media, interviews. Get as much as you can to promote and sell your program. And the second thing is your community. Head coaches, you are the top. Everything starts with the top. Get your community involved as much as possible with your program. Get your players into your community. Allow them to talk about themselves. Allow them to meet the players, hit with people in the area, donors. All these things are going to be really, really helpful for our great sport. So, Nate, is there anything else you want to add? If there's not, I really appreciate your time. Again, I think what you're doing is outstanding. I think you're doing a great job with what you've built at Not Your Country Club. You are a great partner of UTR. And yes, again, thank you for your time. And I look forward to following you this spring when you are promoting our game.
Awesome. No, I got nothing else. I really appreciate the time, and I always appreciate talking to you. And I know we have our little our side chats just because that's how we are. We're always firing. It could be midnight, and I could get a text from James, and it goes both ways. So no, always have a lot of fun, and shout out to UTR for what you guys do. I've been a long time believer in it and use it every day. So it's been cool to follow your guys' journey and watch you guys' success.
Nate, thanks a lot. All the best.
Cheers, man. Thank you.